inaccessible areas in Gaza, the areas that have been too dangerous to go into since this conflict began. What did you see today?
Well, yes, we went south to a town called gaza, which has been closed now for a couple of weeks, and like other areas such as Shaja'i and Beit Hanoun in the north, has suffered repeated heavy Israeli bombardment, Israeli military bombardment, and people haven't been allowed to get in. So we were down there about 2.5 hours after the ceasefire started, and this is what we found.
We arrived near the border of gaza around 2.5 hours after the ceasefire started. Already the tank shelling had begun. Most of the ambulances waiting to ferry the dead and injured out could get no further, blocked by a pile of rubble and a crater created by an Israeli shell. People were walking across no man's land, carrying the bodies on stretchers.
It looks like an earthquake has happened here. Houses are completely destroyed. There is no organisation to try and get the ambulances in and the dead and injured out. The bodies are decomposing in the heat.
We pushed forward as the tanks continued firing from our left towards the south. One four-wheel drive ambulance managed to get through, but soon turned around, unable to go any further.
The area is completely sealed off. It is a total no-go zone. We are trying to get in to get the bodies, but it's just too dangerous. Bulldozers need to get in to try and clear the rubble.
We stuck to the road as we moved forward. We'd heard reports 2 people who'd ventured into the land either side had been hit by snipers. What remained of people's homes lined the road into the village. Groups of men ran past us carrying the dead on stretchers. One group told us not to film. As they passed, we saw the dead man was wearing the green fatigues of a Palestinian fighter. Men struggled to pull a body out from under the concrete. Another body lay wrapped in a cloth to their side. This was as far as we could go.
We pushed as far forward as we can to the front line now. People are running out of the village of Gaza. There are many dead bodies around. The smell of death is overpowering.
A woman raced past us praying, a sudden rush to get as far away from the tanks as possible. We headed back to the barrier where a bulldozer tried to clear an entrance for the ambulances. Families had gathered up their belongings and were leaving their homes. The ceasefire was over. There was no choice but to go.
Charles, with this ceasefire over, as you say, then now there in Gaza, and news that an Israeli soldier has been abducted, what is the mood there right now?
Well, it's surprising, it's incredible just to see how resilient Palestinian people are here in Gaza. They have been out today here in central Gaza. There's been, you know, a few people out on the streets, quite a few people out on the streets, trying to get on with their daily lives. But yes, you're right. The news of this reported disappearance of this Palestinian soldier has made things a little bit more tense here. There have been warnings as well put out by the Israeli military to stay off the streets after dark, and especially down in the south where we've seen some of this concentrated bombing in Rafah all day.